Yeah.
We rolling?
Yeah, we know it's rolling.
Oh, it's rolling. Oh, okay. I didn't know
It's rolling.
Yeah.
It's rolling.
You know, sometimes, certain things happen in your life. You know.
What?
Yeah, so happened in your life, shorty.
What's the deal, man?
What's going on?
I don't see it. That's why I stayed texting.
Yeah,
I know where the fuck he was going with that. I didn't want to engage with that.
Yeah.
It's your boy LAWMO in the building. All caps. What up?
Ah, man, you spelling shit, so I got you stick with Chops. Your boy, a.k.a.
Chops.
No.
Stepdaddy?
Mr.
It's the power bomb.
We got
Knock your ass.
Hey, man, it's your boy Larry, HOTT. I'm going to keep it at that right now.
You on chill mode?
On chill mode. I just might shake some drinks and go crazy. That's it.
And what's the name of this podcast, fellas?
Activity. What's up?
Shout out to Q.
Q, what's happening?
Greetings, brethren. Sitting here, humbly strenuous. That's all.
Q, I want to fuck you up right now.
You know what, Q? From now on, you gonna end the podcast, so you gonna give us like the Jerry Springer word of the day after hearing the podcast. All right. So you gonna be ready. Whatever you hear, have the word or whatever message of the day.
Yeah.
But how you feeling?
I'm doing all right, man. Trying to get better. That's about it.
Get better, huh?
Yeah.
Trying to get by.
That too.
Boom. Boom, 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 dun, 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 dun,
Just to get
I see.
IQ.
I see. What's on your minds today, fellas?
Man, that's a whole lot been going on.
The world is
The
trouble.
world is crazy. You know what, man?
The world.
I believe when you get to a certain level in the world, you might as well prepare for the smoke to come.
People can't be themselves no more right now. People are right. It's a lot of people out here that's wearing masks. They can't be themselves because they have to guard themselves because the way what the world is right now, and that especially men, but especially black men. It's a facade that has to be put on because we have to carry ourselves a certain way to protect ourselves. I'm not saying
we had to do that before this.
I'm saying, but I think it's more heightened more than ever now. I think it's heightened more. I think it's heightened for the past few years. It's been like that. Now I think right now it's a war, and I'm not saying to make this very clear. I know women are going through their own battles, so I'm not sitting there saying, but I'm not a woman, so I can't speak on. I can be an ally, and do my best to support that.
Yeah.
But I'm not a woman, so I can't speak on the battle of women. So I only can speak on battle of men, especially black men. So I was gonna put that out there. Last thing I need in the comments is, well, nigga, women going. I know, I know, I know. So, but I can't speak on that.
Right.
I'm not gonna. I'll sound stupid. But as far as black men, I see a lot of black men who are angry. They don't even know what reason why they angry sometimes. I went to a bridal shower. And dudes is acting tough for no fucking reason. Like, bro, we had a bridal shower, bro.
Right.
Like it's your man's is getting married, and it's supposed to be a joyous occasion. Your sister getting married, it's supposed to be a joyous occasion. Like, why? No, it was engagement dinner, not a bridal shower. Engagement dinner. Like, why are you acting so tough? Like you tell me there's no part in your body or your spirit that can be happy for a moment.
Is it an insecurity thing?
I don't know, but it was making me uncomfortable. And then when I see men who are just macho all the fucking time, and you hard every single minute, that is a red flag. I gotta get away from you, bro.
Pause. Yeah, but okay.
Yeah, definitely pause. No diddy. But no, I gotta move around because it's like you a ticking time bomb to me, bro.
That's why I was one of them crash outs. Like, can't be around a crash out person, man. You gotta think before you do stuff. You crash out, then you did it now, here come the consequences. That means you just thinking selfishly. You're not thinking about nobody else around you. What can be the outcome? You're not thinking about what they have going on as far as family, wife, kids, this and that. You know, that's why I think I became a loner. I'm not a loner, but I like really doing a lot of shit alone because I've been in a lot of crash out situations. And I ain't even do nothing, Cuba Gooding Jr. You know what I'm saying? But I just was in a situation and it's like, damn, you hate to see like your people finna go through some shit and it's like, damn, you got to get up to it with them. It's like, but now, bro, if somebody just crash out for no reason, I don't know what's going on this now. First off, I try to diffuse any type of altercation that happens. But if you just finna crash out and do some stupid shit, I gotta let you do you, bro. I can't let mine down.
No,
I can't.
I
can't. I just had this conversation. I can't let mine down, bro.
I'm the same way. I'll be honest.
No, it's too much. We got too much to lose. So, if you really on your crash out mode, you need to go get some help, man.
But also too, bro, I realize too, bro, I like being okay. Like I have no problem. Like I'm like it's okay to be happy about something. I'm not saying life ain't tough, but and we get our moments that we down and out, but it's okay to smile once in a while. It's like before my therapist, bro. The anger I used to have, bro. I'm not saying I still don't hold any. I'm still going through some stuff, but it was draining, bro. Like just to sit down and you just. I wish I tell every dude this. Please just wake up in the morning and just take one deep breath. You'll be surprised what that one deep breath can do. One deep breath. Yeah. To start your day off. Mm-hmm. I promise you, like, okay, cool. Not saying life still ain't gonna hit you. Life still ain't gonna be tough. Yeah. But doing things that's outside the norm, breaking those little small the wheel a little bit. Yeah. If you like watching certain movies, watch them shits. You ain't gotta act. You ain't gotta act like you don't like watching them shit. Like, look here. Yeah. Now all of a sudden, I'm happy that we see a lot of black people and saying, "Hey, I love anime." Yeah. It used to be it was crazy how much a stigma we used to have on each other. We used to shackle each other because we were afraid to be certain ways. Yeah. Yes, nigga, I watched Step by Step. Who didn't?
Boogie Nights.
I watched it all.
Kelly Kapowski. Yeah. Topanga.
Yeah, Topanga. Where you at?
Boy meets Topanga.
Like, was like, so we not gonna act
the
like
Wonder Years.
So but it was like, nah, I ain't watched that shit. Nah.
Man, I
what?
All that shit.
Bro, stop it.
Y'all think just people like they don't want to open their mind?
Yeah, I think so. But also it can be your upbringing.
Yeah.
You can't open your mind if you don't know what your mind is.
Look at Dr. Law.
Words by law. Words by law. Everyone said, you can't open your mind until you know what your mind
I thought you could go to one fish, two fish. Red fish. But no, that was one.
Patty, but nah,
that's one.
I mean, that's the... If we talk about in particular black men, that's what I said. But even this is even before the social media stuff. Yeah. I just think they're placed in environments, and so if you shift your focus in one aspect of it, that's what you're going to do. So if you focus on surviving, if you focus on the negative shit, that's what you do, and you find ways to protect yourself. Problem is you human just like everybody else, but it's difficult to get out of it because they only think of a survival mode, whatever it is, and they protect themselves from niggas who say like. You know, well, we can't use them same words we used back in the day, but like if you were to watch like anime and shit like that, motherfuckers did look down upon you. It take at a certain point in your life, whenever it is your 20s or at some point, you like fuck it, this is what I'm gonna do. This is who I am. I don't care. But it takes a minute, and a lot of it hide that type of stuff. Same thing. What's the name? Even like video games was like a stigma.
It was facts.
Video games are stigma. You know what I mean? Like you playing video games, you better get these bitches.
Exactly.
It was.
Better get that high score on these hoes. You know what I mean?
Right.
Get you some pussy.
Right. You know what I mean? Like that's how they talk.
Yeah, facts. No,
They
real
ain't talk to you, but like, hey man, you know what? Some of them would. But you know when they would talk to you, they would talk to you in a one-on-one basis. They wouldn't talk to you in the crowd when you getting
Talk to
talked
you
about.
when it's just when it's just y'all two, and some type of vulnerability can be shown. But when that's what I'm saying, I think it's hard. People are scared to be themselves.
So all right. So now just imagine you're not able to be yourself at home, and then you'll worry about whatever motherfuckers say online.
It's
They
worse.
get wild online.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like the moment you put up something that you feel confident in, if you don't know what's coming and you see that first comment, if it goes a certain way, even if it's like your family member, it's going. You know what I mean? Like it's that level of confidence in your situation or that awareness to where you can be yourself.
I just think that's probably one. But it's unfortunate because that's probably one of the somebody who's just not really being okay with being himself. It hurts me that I'm saying because I see men out here trying to do their best lives, and I'm like, man, they can't even be you can't even be vulnerable at home. Like, I know you hurting from work, whatever, life and everything, but you can't show that side because it's looked at as weak. Like we don't even allow ourselves to get the certain mental help that we need because we think it's weak.
Right.
Yeah, so it's a part of the environment. The environment, like you say, the environment, the community you was raised in, it will shape you.
It will shape.
shape your mental as well.
So look how deep it get though, because once upon a time, if you ate coochie, it was
So I kid you not. I just had this conversation with somebody recently. I was like, you wouldn't believe the conversations men used to have about eating coochie.
Yeah.
Women would not believe it.
Yeah.
it
How it was looked down upon.
You eat pussy? Man, nah.
Now you got Omarion seeing about eating the groceries. Like
society was making men feel uncomfortable, but also it was using our counterparts and women to make us feel uncomfortable as well, because how they were raised.
Right.
It was, if they're told that a man should be this X, Y, and Z, this is their expectations. And if you don't meet those expectations as a man, now you looked at it as weak or not a provider or not a father and all those things.
Yeah.
And vice versa. Make it very clear. Vice versa for a woman.
Yeah.
You're told as a man what your woman should do. And if she doesn't live up to that shit, she ain't shit. Fuck that bitch. You gotta go.
Nino Brown?
Cancel this bitch.
I'll get another one.
But we're both sabotaging each other.
Yeah.
And we can't step up because it's these unrealistic. Our expectations are not changing as time goes on. Why would I hold my significant other to some 1970 standards?
See.
But we're no longer in those standards or don't even exist anymore. My mother's way of thinking no longer works now, so I can't do that.
It's obsolete.
you should take the information and evolve with it. Like I wouldn't discredit it because there's still basic principles behind it.
Yeah.
But you should just take it and just kind of make it your own.
I'm glad y'all talking about this because I ran across a clip. I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna send it to y'all. This guy say, we dating off a Caucasian system. That we basing all this dating and all this shit off of. It's not even a system for black people. So he's like, so even like, he's like, okay, how can, he's like, it hurt black men and black women. He was like, how can you even expect a man to be providers when they never had the opportunity to be providers? Like wealthy, like build generational wealth. He say women couldn't even work. So how you think they fighting? They still trying to fight to get in that. He's like, so everything was built for them, He's like, we haven't even found our own system on dating.
So what would be our system on dating?
We don't know.
Honestly, if you put it that way, it makes sense.
Yeah, dude, he was going.
Because in those times, and I really think about it, my great grandparents, she wasn't allowed to work because she was black and a woman.
Mm-hmm.
He was only allowed to do certain jobs
Mhm.
that only paid so much
Yeah,
that he barely could provide for him and his.
yeah.
But you're supposed to be the counterpart of this other ethnicity who's basically doing the exact same thing you're doing, just on a way higher level, and actually having the means to do it on an extremely highly different clip from what you're doing.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, because we're human, we see that and then we compare it to us, saying that why can't you do that? Not understanding that we're both in the same circumstances of why we can't do what our counterparts are doing.
But you do realize that when people are in those circumstances, it's only of a matter, again, of survival.
Yeah.
So while I have a point of view of what you're doing, my point of view is only coming because we're trying to survive.
Right.
I need you to do this because of this. I need you to do this because of this. And then we necessarily had anything personal. It's just the values that they've learned over the years because they're trying to figure out like how to survive. Like especially we're talking about like, I don't know, 50s, 60s, and 70s. Like we're talking about like families, right? Yeah. Like think of like families, like people that had like 4, 5, 6 kids and are struggling with their jobs. Mm-hmm. Like that's survival because people can't survive today with 1, 2 kids.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I would just want to add on to that context because I think a lot of times too, we punish one another, but we mean well. You know what I mean? Like people are taught certain values, and you have to take those values and learn from them yourself to make it work. What makes sense, right? Like, is it going to be a 2-parent house? Like, both of us going to have jobs? Is that going to make sense for us? Cool. You with $100,000, can you take care of the kids? Cool. Like, you have to create your own system to make it work. You know what I mean?
I got you. Yeah. And see, that's where history come in. That you got to know Black history, but you need to know your history, like your family history, because you could just be inadvertently doing some shit that you seen from generations. You know what I'm saying? Now, like you said, you got a husband, make $100,000, he might could foot the bill. But you saw the women in your family, oh, they hard working women. No, you gotta get your own. You gotta do this. You know, you can't just sit at home to take care of no kids, girl. You crazy? That's the history of your family.
It's the history of your family.
Right.
And you know what happens with that? You tell your family to stay the fuck out of my business.
But it's hard. But okay, I hear you. But it's easier said than done.
No, it's easier said than done.
Yeah.
Trust me, I know. It's easier said than done.
Right.
But the thing about that's why I said you have to take information and evolve with who you're dealing with. Like you two come from different families, which means you have 2 ways to approach it, which means you have an option of using more than one.
Yeah.
Or you can say, let me just take a bit of this and a bit of this, and this might be able to work.
Facts.
It's just like, like a team. Like everybody can't fucking shoot the ball. Somebody got to figure out who gonna guard this person, who gonna guard this person, who gonna control the point, who gonna watch the back door. Like you have to develop that and understand between you two the information you have, what's gonna work, how we're gonna make it work, and what we need to add to it so to keep it working. Instead of saying my way is the highway or this way is the highway. There's always like evolution to where you came from. Like I said, you're taught those things for a reason. Some of those things you're taught just for survival, and that you have to understand it's just for survival.
That's it. Yeah.
You don't have to carry that on, so you have to throw that away.
So that was one thing I was talking to my therapist about today on my session. She said, unfortunately, as time goes on, that part of us becomes a part of us. That trait becomes us. Survival. anger, all these things, because we don't know when to turn it off. We're not taught when to say, okay, we no longer need that anymore. We're not in that position no more. You're no longer in survival mode. You went to HVAC school, you got your certification,
degrees,
you got your degrees. You're doing well for yourself. So but your mindset is still in survival mode. Yep. Now to the point that we're even afraid of being successful, or even afraid to even spend money to even do for ourselves.
Come on.
So we're in a position of being afraid of being broke.
Right.
You don't even understand what your money actually can do for you, so as far as a tool. But because you're so afraid of not being without, we don't even properly exercise proper financial literacy in those things. Like, we just hoarding the money.
Yeah.
It's not making interest. It's not investments. It's none of those things that actually can create generational wealth, because we're afraid. Because if it's gone,
but that's also,
I might go back to be. So that's that survival mode that you're talking about.
It's survival mode because it takes a lot for them to even get to that point.
Right. Because at some point, we didn't either get the help, or we didn't say, okay, we didn't step back and say, well, shit, I got a 3-bedroom house, 2 baths. Damn, I got a nice car. My bills are paid. Damn, I don't live over East no more. Like, okay, I think now I'm way out of survival mode. I think I've survived.
Yeah, now I'm in thriving mode.
Right.
Yeah.
So then now, but because it's that mentality, it hinders us from even growing more. It hinders us. I can tell you this now, and I'm being very transparent. My grandfather was very well off, but he died broke. Because he was so guarded without having.
Yeah.
So he kept all the information for himself, didn't pass it on, kept all the money for himself, didn't teach you anything, but he'll rather give you the money than teach you how to get your money.
Yeah, that's
because in his time it was only one black person at a time. Yeah. And if I told somebody else, in my mind I'm risking losing my position. Yeah. So now your legacy of what you could have had died with you.
Yeah.
But that goes into
fish.
Right, but that goes into what you were saying. Just add on to what you were saying before about knowing your family history. If you know your family history, then you can take it like, all right, I'm going to take this, but learn from this. Smart people learn from their mistakes. Wise people learn from other mistakes. A lot of times we want to be the smart because, my words.
Knowledge dropped.
Most of the time, people learn from their own mistakes. Correct. Even though the signs are around them of the mistakes that are in front of them. Yeah. So, for instance, in that case, if unfortunately, most people are going to follow that path instead of understanding, like, look, he died this way. How are we going to do it this way so that way we all can eat?
Right.
So we can spread that out. And it's up to somebody in the family or just in general. You should just take that situation, how I make it work for me. Yeah. And unfortunately, again, we are so much in survival mode, or we're dealing with so much stress and trauma that it takes a lot for you to get to a place that we're even happy that we'll even be at, to feel comfortable at. Even like we was talking on a previous episode, dating. You know, when one of the signs that guys change, when we see him dating someone he really likes, and you stand. That's that initial situation where he tries to still hang with the boys, but he's on his phone. Yeah. And then all of a sudden he slowly disappears.
Right. But also you see him change.
Right, because that change has constantly exposed him to want to change and feel comfortable. Yeah. You dating someone that you really like and that you want to spend time with, and you want to constantly have like this that little gap that time gap where it always happens, and all of a sudden you just see him start changing clothes, the way he talk. Hell, you might not even talk to that nigga in a minute.
It can get to like the small things. I remember when I had got with my spouse. We were going grocery shopping together. We grocery shopping 2 different ways. I'm used to grocery shopping in survival mode.
Yeah.
Meaning I'm getting things in bulk because it's what can be afforded.
Right.
Now I'm in the mode of I'm just buying groceries for myself. So I don't know how that is. So I'm buying a big pack of Buttigieg's fucking lunch meat and
Right. Yeah.
the big block of Dutch farm cheese that they get the craft singles.
Right.
Or so Dave's just like, no, we going to the deli, the counter.
Right.
Yeah, let me get the Lando Lake's White American. White American. The fuck is white cheese? I don't think white. I knew mozzarella, provolone, and Swiss. I didn't know White American.
You just fed into what I was leading into. People have to be put in positions to want to change.
Yeah.
You know, you put them in a different environment. You put them in, like, when you learn like those survival skills are not working, you eventually start to realize what's happening in front of you. Like, oh, I don't have to be this vulnerable. I'm not weak for being this.
Right.
You know what I mean? I can be who I am because this person accepts me.
Happy, bruh.
Exactly, right.
But you have to put people in that position.
And it could come from, I'm glad. That's crazy. You just said that. One year, my nephew came up here for the 4th. We went we finna barbecue everything. So, it was Scott Peterson Publishers, right?
Yeah.
So he got the skinless. You get the big joint.
Yeah.
I'm like, he like, no, these cheaper, but I really like these. I'm like, well, get the ones you like.
Right.
No, but there's more of him. Nephew, get the ones you like, man. Like it's. So then he like, hey, why you ain't looking? You ain't look at the prices of this stuff, nephew. Get what you want, bro.
Right,
like,
yeah.
hey, this ain't gon'.
Yeah.
This shit, money comes and goes, bro.
I did the same thing.
Get what you want.
I did the same thing with my nephew. He was so. My nephew was so.
Yeah.
So used to having to buy in bulk with his brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
And to the point when it's just me and him, I said, hey, we pull up to McDonald's. I said, hey, what you want, man? Order what you want. Can I get the 2 cheeseburgers and a fry? I said, who the fuck orders that one? I said, you sure you don't want nothing else? He said, nah. He thought, he said, but I gotta. He said, nah. I said, yeah, they ain't with you. Get what you want.
Right.
He said, can I get the double quarter pounder with bacon?
Yeah.
I said, you sure what you want? Can I get a large? Can I get that large?
Yeah.
And a McFlurry? He was looking for me.
Right, like, right.
He was like, I asked, I said, you good? He said, bro, I'm just used to buying things, everything. I was like, you don't have to do that no more. And I had to learn that, even with, like, now. Like, it's okay. Like, my mother went grocery shopping for me one time when I was recovering. Yeah. She bought all the wrong shit. Shit I don't even eat no more. Like,
right. Yeah.
I ain't bullshit, but if it ain't Simply Lemonade, I don't fuck with it. I'm sorry. Like, if it's not, like, no. Like,
I'm putting up to McDonald's like Kanye did. Can I get a my drink?
Like, no, but it's right, but it was a one being. Now the thing is, it's almost like a survivor's remorse thing.
Yeah.
Being comfortable accepting this is who I am now.
Yeah, facts.
And that comes with a lot too.
Let me ask y'all another. Oh my God. So when y'all think of wealth, what y'all think of? And I heard this. I'm gonna have to put this in a group chat.
My grandfather always told me this. There's a difference between stability, rich, and wealthy.
Okay. Not wealthy, wealth.
Correct.
Okay.
Wealth. And he says, I'm rich.
Okay.
But I don't have wealth. I said, what's the difference? He said, wealth goes past me. My grandfather told me there's a difference between stability, rich, and wealth. Stability is being able to do things consistently within your means. Rich means you have enough money to do above your means, but probably can't do for others. Probably can just do within your pocket.
Yeah.
He was rich, but he still had to count every dollar. He still had to work. What I was talking about wealth is when that money's literally working for you. But also it can take care of others. Past that, I think us as people, we stop at rich. Most of us, we stop at rich, because then that's where we feel like, okay, shit, we cool, we making money, but you still gotta get up at 9 a.m. in the morning every day. Is your money Are you making money while you sleep? Are you making the right thing? So it's
Q, pull up the definition of wealth when you get a chance. No, go ahead, though.
Definition of wealth. All right.
You ain't gotta talk to that nigga.
What about you, Almost?
I mean, I was, first, I agree with Chris's definition, but honestly, like, the first thing I thought about was peace of mind.
Yeah, mentally, yeah, I definitely agree with that.
When a certain need is met, it's nothing to even think about anymore. If I create enough money to where, like, the generations after me, I'm at peace. But even if I create enough money and I have fucking debt, or I still have to work hard for it, it's not even, it's wealth. You just got a lot of money. It's not healthy. It's not something that you can move. It's not something that can be passed on. Peace of mind, because I just thought wealth is health. Personally, that's as simple as it get for me.
So what he said, he's like, you want to know what wealth really is? Mindset.
Peace of mind.
He's like, I can give a person on the street $1 million. He's like, in 3 years, they will be broke.
Hell yeah.
He's like, because they don't have the mindset to even know what to do with that money.
Yeah.
So I'm like, dang. He's like, you always got to have a wealthy mindset. It's people walk around, and to what you said, people walk around here, got 2 degrees, 3 degrees, make this X amount of money, and still say they what? They broke. Like how you still have a broke mindset? That's the problem. You don't even understand that you might you live in the house, you doing this, doing that, but you broke. Like, that should never, like, why? How are you broke?
Because we're still in such a survival mode,
Right.
that we don't even know
Right.
when we're no longer in that mode.
Facts. Q, before you go. Q, what you got?
Yeah, the definition is an abundance of valuable possessions or money. And then,
Valuable possessions?
yeah, possessions
Or money?
Yeah, or money. Right.
Huh. Okay. So, that could mean, boom, I'll take us 3, for example. If you show, just say, your nephew,
Right.
if you show him how to run this bar, how to be a bartender, how to do all this, do you think that's passing down wealth to him?
Hell yeah.
If you show your cousin or future son or daughter, whatever, how to do videography, do you feel that's wealth?
Yeah.
If I show my daughter how to DJ, how to do this, that's wealth. So we all have wealth.
And which leads into mindset.
Yeah.
I mean, that's passion of possession.
Yeah.
To where they can use that to create for themselves, create for, future selves. But because of the monetization of everything now, people are not going to understand that, because again, it's about what you have, what you don't have, and figuring out how to get what you want.
Yeah.
Instead of understanding that you may have everything that you need. If you're at peace with that, you good.
Yeah.
But if you're not at peace with that, which most people are not, like we were talking about with the degrees, I can tell you from talking to multiple people that in that position that make a lot of money are saying that they're broke because they got to pay all that shit back.
Right.
And so while they're thinking monetary, they still are living a better life than most.
Facts.
And I think one thing I've learned is intent. what's your purpose of making money? Now, I get your initial purpose. You got bills, all those things. But when you go beyond that, when you say, oh, I want to create generational wealth, why? Like, really, why? What's your purpose? Because if you're just trying to get all this money so you can do whatever, then you're going to lose it all over anyway. But if you're trying to really create something, make a purpose, change your life and your great-grandkids' life down the line, then you have to come with a different mindset, because that's the only way it's going to happen. Yeah. The only way, if I say to myself, you know what, I'm going to get this foundation right, and then I'm going to open up something else. So then, next thing I open, I say, hey, nephew, I want you to be a janitor here, and then I want you to learn from the bottom to up. Yeah. You know, I'm get my niece, hey, you're going to work at the bar. You're going to start as a waitress, and you're going to work your way up. Yeah. So forth and so forth and so forth. But if I'm just making money to stunt and to have and do all this other stuff, and it's not really doing anything, because at the end of the day, listen, it's a lot of people out here chasing money just to chase money, and they're not fucking happy. Yeah. And then when they get the money, they're still not fucking happy.
Facts. The reason why I go back to peace of mind is because even if you made a lot of money, let's just say you do have wealthy money, that doesn't mean that the people that you passed on is going to share that same vision.
Yeah, correct.
There's a lot of people who get inheritance or in situations where they get businesses, and because somebody want to buy it for $1 billion or $500 million, even though it's probably worth more if you keep it, you got to have peace of mind to where what you're passing on is what you feel comfortable with. That conversation came up with who just recently passed? Miss Wallace recently. Right after she passed, the catalog is up for sale.
Oh yeah, I heard, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like literally right after. So it seems more like a plan in place. If something would have happened, you know, what y'all gonna do? What you gonna sell? And this is like, you know, let's see what's out there. Instead of like, you know, some people would think like they should keep it because it's his father's legacy and you can make money from that and all this type of stuff. But no, like $90 million sound good right about now.
It do. It do.
So it's like, I'm saying all that to say is like, when you are the person with the wealth, you at peace of mind of what you're building, and you hope it continues. But the reality is it may not. Yeah. And you kind of have to accept that in order to have peace of mind. Like, I did it. There you go. Let's see where it goes. But if your kids or your family are not in that same place, they are in that survival place because they didn't have to get it. You know what I mean? They've been sitting in it the whole time, but they didn't have to get it. Yeah. There's a difference. It really, I know experience sometimes people sometimes want to disregard experience, but sometimes people appreciate things more if they the ones that build the fucking mountain instead of the people who were sitting at the mountain the whole time.
It really bothers me when I just, and I'm not saying I got a long way to go, but I've come to the understanding with myself is that I'm no longer in a mental space of feeling guilty for being happy, understanding where I want my self to be, where I want my family to be, and what I need to do that, and how I want to get it. Of course, I'm not talking about doing nothing crazy, but I'm not in a position anymore to not be myself. Yeah. And I think that all plays a part. It took me a while to get out of that survival mode.
I was just going to ask you, and I was going to ask both of y'all, what age did you feel comfortable with yourself?
Like far as what you mean,
like you able to be you and not worry about what other people think. Shit. You able to make moves on your own regardless of the confidence of people
30.
around you.
30.
About 30.
I was about 30. I was about 30.
Probably 35. Like, yeah.
You hit his ages. Like
30.
This is why information needs to be passed on so people can identify that sooner. Like,
you want to hear something funny? I had just moved back from Vegas. And no one in Chicago was listening to Tyler Creator. But I was in Vegas. I was listening to Tyler. Yeah. So one day I'm in the car with him, and I put on Yonkers. He says, "Huh, okay, this is different. Okay, cool." He's a little more open-minded when it comes to music, because he listens to certain music. These other dudes, what the fuck is this?
Where's some bullshit?
It's like, oh, what the fuck? I'm a pterodactyl, triceratops. It's like, fuck. But it's like, that's when I realized, okay, yeah, I'm in a different space. 'Cause out there, I was truly with myself. I was with like-minded people who understood me. I understood them.
Yeah.
Everybody's trying to just move and go and hustle. I came back home and I'm not trying to be I'm not trying to offend anybody. I love my brothers, but everybody was in the same place I left 5 years ago. But some of them, the immediate ones, was in the same spot. Now, granted, we were still fairly young, but not too. We weren't that young that certain shit wasn't being put in. We weren't starting certain things.
Yeah.
We weren't that fucking young. So it was like, okay.
Yeah.
Even with opening this business, you told me this, Chris. You gonna be some niggas you don't fuck with no more, whether they are brothers or not. You gonna have to keep your. We can't wait for them. That day, I was sitting right here and I'm watching. We sitting there moving around in the bar or whatever, and I see 3 of my brothers behind the bar. I fucking lost it. I said, "Get the fuck from behind my bar. There's no need for you to be over there. There's no need." Oh, no. I'm not acting different. I am different.
Yeah.
I'm a businessman now. I have to move accordingly. I'm 38 now. I have to move accordingly. I'm accepting that now. No, in order for me to do what I need to do, get the fuck from behind my bar.
Yeah.
You got to come in this space, respect me like I'm asking you to respect, because I'm going to give you the same respect.
Yeah.
I'm no longer saying the shit like, hey, what's the shit they say? Treat people how you want to be treated. Nah. Treat me how I want to be treated. I'm not going to treat you how you want to be treated. I don't know how the fuck you want to be treated. Respect me.
Yeah,
but I have to move and I have to move in that way. So that was 30, and between opening this business, that was me feeling comfortable because I understood, one, it was life or death. I had put all my money into this.
Yeah.
If this shouldn't work, I'm back driving trucks from and probably have to sell my condo because I can no longer afford it. So now I gotta get an apartment.
Yeah.
Apartments ain't what they used to be. Shit.
Oh, jeez.
A 1-bedroom
Jeez.
apartment is 15, 2,000, 2,500, depending on where you fucking live at.
Yeah.
So I gotta make this work. So in order for me to, I gotta get at that mindset.
Facts. Yep. And that's crazy you said that, because it's similar when I bought my house. That's when my mindset just like, oh no, like y'all know my situation growing up. I lost my mother and everything, so
Yeah.
had to stay here, stay there, stay here, stay there. I always told myself when I get mine, I gotta do everything in my willpower to hold on to this, and I want to live a certain way. So when I got it, I'm like, damn, it was, man, bro. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I was in shock probably for about almost 5 years.
It's different.
Like, I'm like, whoa, this shit really happening. You know what I'm saying? So that really made me change my mindset. Like, bro, I'm not finna jeopardize nothing to lose what I work hard for. I can't do it. For what? I'm a first generation, like, out of my immediate family homeowner.
Yeah.
First. So I'm like, damn, like, nah. So it changed my mindset. Like, man, like, I can't do certain shit, bro. I gotta hustle. I gotta keep this bread rolling. I gotta keep shit going. Like, hey, I'm out.
Only three people I know of in my family who have had brick and mortar businesses.
See?
That was my grandfather, his wife, his ex-wife, my grandmother, and then me. Now, I'm not saying I don't know. So if somebody didn't text me, but
They'll text you.
You said what you know.
what I know is I'm the third one,
Yeah.
and my grandparents are both dead, long and gone.
Yeah.
My grandmother's been dead for what? Shit, almost 10 years now? I could be wrong, probably 8. Grandfather just died a year and a half ago,
Yeah.
going on 2. no one. I've never seen any of my cousins or aunts and everything have a brick and mortar. You can see why. I'm not saying it's a bad thing.
Yeah.
People are okay with, hey man, I just want to work my 9 to 5. I want to do this, and which is cool.
Yeah.
'Cause everybody's not always meant to be like that.
Yeah.
But also too, some people gotta fucking see for them to see that, and then it's hopefully it sparks.
And that's why I was gonna go with it. Like that's where the examples come in at by guys like us doing shit. You know what I'm saying? They gotta see it's obtainable. You know.
Yeah.
Some people just they don't believe, bro. They really don't believe. Their faith level is very low vibration.
That comes from their own faith.
Yeah. And so they see, but then they might see you. It could be two things. It could go two ways. They might embrace you.
Honestly though, and
might hate you.
yeah. And also but also too,
Yeah.
you have people that don't want to take it serious because you did it.
Huh. Yep.
Oh, Chris did it. Oh, I can do it. Shit, you know, it don't mean nothing. I definitely can do it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that ain't shit. So then all of a sudden you get you a building with the money. I don't know where the fuck you got from, and think it's just gonna be that because Chris says you had that less respect for me. You didn't even ask me, hey big dog, how you do this? You just think you can just do some shit because I did it. I'm so adamant of people just being comfortable in their own fucking skin.
Yeah.
Like it takes a while, so don't get me wrong. That's some shit. It's not the easiest shit, but until people get comfortable with themselves, it's gonna be a ongoing cycle.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I asked what age, because hopefully somebody can see this and realize at an earlier age, before their 30s, before their 40s. I mean, yes, I'm not gonna put the pressure on like you got to figure things out early. Mm-hmm. We're just trying to offer advice. You can figure it out earlier. You can be yourself. If someone's calling you weird for watching fucking anime, that same person is at home watching fucking I don't know, Lucy or some shit. Like
Lucy was hard.
People watch weird stuff when they make fun of you. Just keep watching it. The same person that's talking shit about you having a girlfriend is the same one that wants a girlfriend, but just ain't found that person yet. So they gonna talk shit to you. You just realize over time that you're gonna be who you are, good and bad, and it's gonna be all right. It's gonna be okay. You can find people with like-minded. You can find people that can help you be the person you want to be. Fuck everybody else around you, because I guarantee you the same people that's talking shit about you are the same people that need to fix their issues. Yeah. You know what I mean? I hate to be that blunt, but it's the reality of it. So
it's the wrong way to be. Shit, these days, as long as people accept it, unfortunately, because it's people being phony anyway. So shit.
I mean, people know how to be who they are. So it's just like, again, take the information that's in front of you, take the information that's around you. If you want to do things differently, see what works around you, see what doesn't work. If you see places that will work, go to it. Experiment. Somebody says something on the podcast I'm producing. Don't be afraid to try new shit.
Yeah,
try something.
man.
Try something once. Try a new thing once a year. Even if you don't like it, just try it.
Real shit, that's the real thing.
Yeah,
Trying, making yourself uncomfortable again. Shit, going to a basketball game, going to a baseball game, I remember when we went to the hockey game? Nigga, I had a fucking ball.
Good time.
Because it's a more vibrant
energy
level.
It was different. It was
different. It ain't,
one thing I said I used to do.
Hold up. The warning or what you call that? Disclaimer. You don't have to try everything. You ain't gotta try drugs to know. Like you ain't gotta try drugs just to know if you like it or not. Like a certain shit you don't have to do.
Get your Nancy Reagan on. Say no to drugs. But no, one thing I did do that my wife got me into, and I was never big on this, but she would drive around nicer neighborhoods just to see the houses.
Yeah.
Just to see the houses. And I'm like, and to me, it was lame. I'm like, I ain't moving over here. Why can't you?
Yeah.
Why can't you one day buy a house in these areas. And these nicer neighborhoods. Why can't you?
Yeah.
So we'll drive to Naperville. We'll drive to all these places that quote unquote are good neighborhoods and in different areas.
Right. I knew some friends. They was hosting an event in Miami. So I was like, man, dang, it's dope. What was it called? Black Tisdale weekend, I want to say. Something like that. So I was asking people they want to go. They like, this and that. I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna book this shit. I booked me a room and booked me a flight. Got on the plane. I got on this plane. I'm like, this gonna be weird. I'm by myself. 2 other seats. It's 3. It's a black girl and black lady, white lady. So we all chilling. We took some shots and everything. So I'm like, oh man, meet some new friends. What's happening? They say, we travel by ourselves all the time. This is what we do. Everybody traveling by themselves. So I get down there, man. The best time I had ever, bro.
Yeah.
Best time I had ever. So I get me one a year by myself. People be like,
you do. Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
You just did it not too long ago.
It's coming up. No, I did it for Green Week. No, I just went to the conference. Yeah. Yeah, December. Yeah.
You did it for Green Week last year.
Yeah.
You was gone the next day.
Yeah.
But no, man. I'm telling y'all, if you could just, even if you just do a staycation by yourself,
Nigga, go to the. You know what? Start with going to the movies by yourself.
Go to breakfast by yourself.
And you can go to the movies.
That movie do it.
Whatever, I mean, whatever you like. If you like a sporting game, sports, you just go. Don't be afraid to step outside your realm.
Right.
Not at all, man.
Because the more you do that, the more you can stand in any realm. And I think that's part of the survival situation is that you're not stepping outside of it, so that's all you know. And then anytime you do step out of it, it's like such a shell shock that you want to revert right back to where you're going.
Right.
And you can't stand on your own. Don't be afraid to be you wherever you are. I was who I was before I got here. Hove.
Activity. Hey.
Yeah.
Oh,
One quick thing.
Go ahead, let me know.
Go ahead, Q.
See, one thing I realize about life is that the more you look at yourself and you try to measure yourself up against other people, the more you're not going to like the measurements, because there's always going to be something that you're going to think is missing from you because you're comparing yourself to others. See, one thing I had to realize that, even just now when y'all kind of blew up at me for not, acknowledging the battery being dead, a lot of cases my mind drifts off and goes certain ways because I keep a lot on my mind.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact of the matter is that the reason why I keep a lot on my mind is because I try to satisfy a lot of things that's within my life and that's around me. And all I can say is I can advise anybody that listens and watches is that in a lot of cases that's good for people to have that acknowledgement for other people and things of that nature, but at the same time, don't allow it to cripple what's resting inside of you internally. And the fact of the matter is that when you all was mentioning the whole things about like people watching anime and stuff like that, now it's just definitely being like recognized and accepted. I definitely lived that because I remember growing up watching Japanimation that used to come on Channel 20 and all that and stuff like that. Yeah, man. Fist of North Star and all that. Yeah. And and I also remember being looked at as weird and stuff like that for being into that and amongst other things. But the older I get, the more I realize is that stuff like it goes back to the measurements, because a lot of cases I would catch myself running from the things that would make me fulfilled and happy because I'm going back to the level of trying to please and satisfy others, how they see me socially. But then what I realize is that all that shit is temporary. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? That all that shit is just good for a quick, slip in, slip out, conversation, chuckle. That's it. Yeah. But we'll say not temporary, damn near eternal, is the value that you have for yourself. Like, that's where you find out who you really are, when you're in the room by yourself, no TV, no phone, no nothing, nobody around you. When you just are with yourself, and all you have is your thoughts. When you're sitting there, or you're laying wherever you are, and you just have your thoughts, that's who you really find out who you are. There's nobody to validate you. There's nobody to check it, look at you and say, "Oh, you shouldn't wear that. Oh, why you spend your money on that? Oh, why are you moving this way? Why are you doing that? That shit lame." When there's nobody around you and all you have is just your thoughts, that's when you find out who you really are. So overall, it's just like, it's good for y'all. It's good that we all built on this level of just finding out who we really are, and also acknowledging wealth as, at the end of the day, all of it is ideas. Everything on this planet, it started off as an idea. And if we want to get religious, like, if you all believe in God or the Creator, all he or she or it had was ideas. So everything starts off as an idea. Everything is as an idea. So at the end of the day, hey, try to do better and get better. Activity.
I do want to add on, just I can use it or not, you know what I mean? Y'all can stop, but I'm just saying, because me and you having a conversation right now, because you'd open up. I'm just saying this first and foremost. Comparison is a thief of joy.
Yeah, definitely.
Use comparisons for understanding. Use comparison to show tangibility. The moment you start comparing one ways, you don't understand what the other side is losing out on.
Not at all.
That's why you have to understand who you are, where you are, where you want to go.
You don't know their story at all.
You don't know the story at all, and we've all fallen into it. When you're in environments where you do understand who you are, like I said, you get to a point now, like me, I don't give a fuck what nobody else is doing. I know what I'm got to do. You put yourself in environments like this one, like us talking shit to you, to understand our connection is our acceptance. Because if we didn't think you were valuable, you wouldn't be sitting behind the board.
Not at all, but
So I'm saying that to say to you, like, you've made certain choices to be in certain environments. You made a choice to be here. Trust that choice as well.
I do. Absolutely.
Activity.